Too many people live their lives trapped inside invisible boxes they built for themselves long ago. These boxes are made of beliefs, of ideas about what is possible and what is not, and most of these beliefs were handed down to them without question. From a young age, society, family, friends, and the environment around them constantly whisper, "This is impossible for you, you don't have what it takes." Some people are meant for greatness, but not you. And slowly, almost imperceptibly, these messages solidify into a framework that dictates their reality. The first step in becoming your true self, the version of yourself that breaks free and reaches heights you once thought were only for other people, is to examine these beliefs and recognize how they have been holding you back. Beliefs are powerful forces. They are the filters through which you see the world, and they shape the decisions you make, the risks you take, and the opportunities you recognize. If you believe that something is beyond your reach, your mind will unconsciously steer you away from it. You might not even notice that you are limiting yourself because the belief feels so natural, so ingrained that you accept it as truth without question. To redefine what is possible for you, you must first bring awareness to these limiting beliefs. You must start asking yourself which thoughts you are carrying that no longer serve you, which stories you are telling yourself about who you are and what you can achieve that are false or incomplete, and which assumptions you have accepted simply because someone else once said them. Then comes the courage to challenge them. It is not enough to acknowledge that a belief exists, you must interrogate it. Ask yourself, why do I believe this? Where did this belief come from? Is it true for everyone, or just a rule that someone else made up? You will find that many of the limitations you have accepted are not universal truths at all, but arbitrary lines drawn by fear, by outdated experiences, by the comfort zones of other people. And once you start questioning them, once you start seeing them for what they are, you begin to open the door to something remarkable, the recognition that what was once impossible is now possible. Redefining your beliefs is not simply a mental exercise. It is a process of transformation that touches every area of your life. When you expand your sense of possibility, you expand your energy, your focus, your motivation, and even the quality of your decisions. Suddenly, opportunities that you never noticed before appear in plain sight because your mind is now trained to see them. You start approaching challenges with curiosity instead of fear because you understand that every obstacle is not a brick wall but a stepping stone, a puzzle to solve, an invitation to stretch beyond your old limitations. This shift in thinking changes your actions. When you believe something is possible, you are willing to put in the effort, take the risks, and endure the setbacks required to make it a reality. You no longer sit on the sidelines waiting for someone else to achieve what you want. Instead, you take ownership of your dreams and actively pursue them. Your focus sharpens, and you become resilient in the face of difficulty because your mind is no longer programmed to accept defeat as a permanent state. You also begin to influence the world around you. People respond to confidence and vision. When you carry the belief that great things are possible for you, others start seeing it too. You attract opportunities, partnerships, and resources because your energy signals that you are ready, capable, and determined. And perhaps most importantly, redefining your beliefs about possibility transforms your internal dialogue. You move from saying, "I can't," to "how can I," from "that's not for me," to "why not me?" and from "I'll try" to "I will." This is the mindset shift that separates ordinary lives from extraordinary ones, that allows someone to rise from the mundane into a life of purpose, impact, and fulfillment. It is the realization that the only true barriers are the ones you accept in your mind, and the power to remove them is always within you. This redefinition is not a one-time event. It is an ongoing commitment. Every time you encounter fear, doubt, or resistance, you are presented with an opportunity to reinforce the belief that anything is possible, to expand your vision, and to challenge yourself to rise above what you thought you could achieve. It requires discipline, awareness, and the courage to stand against old habits of thought, to reject the comfortable limitations that society, family, and history have tried to place on you, and to claim a new vision for your life. One where the word impossible slowly loses its meaning and the question, "Why not me?" becomes the rallying cry that drives every decision, every action, and every step forward. Every person who walks this earth carries within them a set of gifts, talents, and experiences that no one else possesses. These gifts are unique, and they are not random. They are tailored specifically for you, for the life you are meant to lead, and for the impact only you can make. Yet so many people live their lives trying to fit into molds that were never designed for them, imitating the achievements of others, measuring themselves by someone else's standard, and wondering why fulfillment always seems just out of reach. The journey to becoming your true self begins when you stop comparing and start embracing the truth that you are a one-of-a-kind combination of skills, passions, and purpose. When you fully accept your uniqueness, you unlock the freedom to pursue a life that is authentically yours, a life where your choices, actions, and vision are no longer dictated by the expectations of others, but by the calling of your own heart and mind. Too often, people undervalue their own potential because they cannot see it clearly. They focus on their weaknesses, dwell on their mistakes, and listen to the voices of doubt that echo from years of conditioning. But the reality is that your potential is not determined by what you have or haven't done yet. It is determined by your willingness to step into what you were born to do, by your courage to explore the depths of your abilities, and by your commitment to refine, develop, and unleash them into the world. Every person has unique experiences that shape their perspective, insights that no one else can share, and ideas that have never existed in the same form anywhere else. When you embrace your potential, you start to see that your life is not about competing with anyone else, but about expressing the fullest version of yourself. You begin to understand that the impact you are meant to make cannot be measured by someone else's achievements or limited by someone else's rules. This understanding ignites a sense of ownership over your life. You realize that the responsibility for your success, happiness, and fulfillment lies squarely in your own hands. No one else can live your life for you, and no one else can take the steps necessary to bring your unique gifts into the world. The moment you internalize this truth, you stop asking why them and start declaring, why not me? Every action, every choice, and every decision starts aligning with the recognition that you are capable of greatness simply because you exist. Embracing your potential also requires courage because it forces you to face the fear of standing out, the fear of failure, and the fear of stepping into territories that others may not understand. Many people shrink themselves to fit in or avoid discomfort, but the path to your true self is the path of expansion, and expansion always comes with risk. Yet it is precisely through these risks, through stretching beyond the familiar, and through stepping into the unknown that your unique potential begins to manifest in ways you never imagined. The world has never needed another copy. It has always needed what only you can bring. Every time you embrace your uniqueness, you tap into a well of energy, creativity, and confidence that propels you forward. You become unstoppable because your actions are no longer fueled by comparison or external validation, but by the internal certainty that your life, your dreams, and your contributions are valuable and necessary. This mindset transforms ordinary effort into extraordinary results. It turns hesitation into momentum, doubt into determination, and inaction into persistent forward movement. Your unique potential is also a gift to those around you. When you step fully into who you are, you inspire others to do the same. You create a ripple effect that cannot be replicated by anyone else because it carries your originality, your voice, and your vision. And as you embrace your potential, you begin to see every challenge as an opportunity to refine and expand it. Each obstacle, setback, and failure becomes a teacher, helping you understand yourself more deeply, sharpen your skills, and grow into the version of yourself that is capable of leaving a legacy that only you can leave. This journey requires self-awareness, honesty, and relentless commitment. It demands that you look past excuses, past fear, and past the judgments of others, and instead focus on the truth that your life is your own and that the potential within you is limitless, waiting only for you to claim it and release it into the world. The moment you realize that your life is fully yours to shape, that every circumstance, every result, and every experience is ultimately influenced by the choices you make, you step into a power that most people never even acknowledge. Radical responsibility is not about blame or guilt. It is about reclaiming the authority over your existence and recognizing that waiting for someone else to solve your problems or create your opportunities will only keep you small. Too many people drift through life expecting that circumstances will determine their success, that luck will somehow land on them, or that someone else will give them permission to achieve greatness. This is a dangerous illusion because it relinquishes control of your life to forces outside your influence, leaving you vulnerable to disappointment, frustration, and unfulfilled potential. To become your true self, you must reject this passive approach and accept the full weight and the full freedom that comes with responsibility. Radical responsibility begins with ownership of your thoughts, emotions, and actions. It requires you to examine the choices you have been making, both consciously and unconsciously, and to recognize how they have shaped the current state of your life. Every decision you've ever made, from the smallest habit to the largest commitment, has contributed to where you are today. By acknowledging this truth without excuses, you gain the clarity to see where change is necessary and where growth is possible. This mindset shifts your perspective on failure as well. When you take responsibility, failure is no longer an external punishment but an internal feedback mechanism. You learn to ask, what can I do differently? What did I miss? How can I adjust my approach? Instead of asking, why did this happen to me? This simple shift transforms challenges into opportunities for learning and growth. It empowers you to see yourself as the architect of your life rather than a victim of circumstance. Responsibility also extends to the way you manage your time, energy, and focus. Every hour you spend is a choice, every commitment is a decision, and every priority you set either moves you closer to your goals or keeps you trapped in stagnation. Taking radical responsibility means refusing to waste these resources on excuses, distractions, or activities that do not align with the life you envision. It is about creating boundaries, setting standards for yourself, and holding yourself accountable when you fall short, without relying on external validation or criticism. Moreover, radical responsibility transforms your relationships and interactions with others. When you stop blaming people for your difficulties, when you stop complaining about situations or pointing fingers at circumstances, you become a source of solutions and positivity. Others are naturally drawn to those who take charge of their lives because confidence and integrity radiate from a person who is accountable for their actions. This approach also cultivates resilience. Life will inevitably throw obstacles in your path. But when you fully own your life, you no longer see these obstacles as insurmountable. You see them as challenges you are equipped to handle, as tests that refine your character, and as opportunities to prove to yourself that you are capable of more than you imagined. Radical responsibility is a practice of consistent self-awareness. It is not a one-time decision, but a daily commitment to examine your motives, your habits, and your results, and to make the adjustments necessary to align your life with your highest vision. It is about refusing to let circumstances dictate your emotions, refusing to let others' opinions define your worth, and refusing to settle for a life that is less than what you are capable of creating. It is the understanding that while you cannot control everything in life, you can always control your response, your effort, and your dedication to growth. When you take radical responsibility, you stop waiting for permission to succeed. You stop hoping for the perfect opportunity, the perfect timing, or the perfect mentor, because you recognize that all the tools you need, all the intelligence, creativity, and resilience already exist within you. You become the driver of your life rather than a passenger. And this ownership transforms fear into confidence, hesitation into action, and dreams into tangible results. It is a mindset that separates those who watch life happen from those who make life happen. A mindset that allows you to rise above limitation, embrace your potential fully, and step boldly into the version of yourself that refuses to accept anything less than extraordinary. Thinking about change, dreaming about success, or planning for a better life is not enough on its own. Action is the bridge between desire and achievement. And upgrading your actions is the essential step to becoming the true version of yourself. Many people are stuck in a cycle of wishing and hoping, imagining a life of abundance and fulfillment, yet their actions remain ordinary, inconsistent, or misaligned with the results they want to achieve. The truth is that the quality of your life is directly proportional to the quality of your actions, and until you take intentional, elevated, and consistent steps toward your goals, your potential will remain untapped. To upgrade your actions, you must first evaluate the way you have been approaching your life so far. Are your daily activities aligned with your highest vision? Are you spending time on what truly matters? Or are you allowing distractions, habits, and routines that serve nothing but comfort and convenience to control your energy? Every action you take should be purposeful, intentional, and aimed at moving you closer to the life you desire. It is not about being busy. It is about being productive in the truest sense of the word. Ordinary actions produce ordinary results, but extraordinary outcomes require extraordinary effort. This is not simply about working harder. It is about working smarter, being strategic, and raising the standards of what you will accept from yourself. It is about refusing to settle for mediocrity in any area of your life, whether it is your relationships, your health, your career, or your personal growth. Upgrading your actions also means embracing consistency. Small, focused steps taken repeatedly over time compound into massive results. Most people underestimate the power of consistent effort because they focus only on the immediate impact of their actions. But true growth, true transformation, is the result of repeated commitment over months and years. When you make the conscious decision to show up every day, to give your best, and to do the work even when it feels uncomfortable, you are laying the foundation for a future that is beyond what most people dare to imagine. Another critical aspect of upgrading your actions is expanding your comfort zone. Growth never happens in the familiar. It requires stepping into situations that challenge you, push your limits, and test your courage. It means taking risks that others avoid, pursuing opportunities that feel intimidating, and embracing the discomfort that comes with progress. Each time you act despite fear or uncertainty, you strengthen your resilience, sharpen your skills, and build confidence in your ability to handle bigger challenges. Upgraded actions are also about focus. Your energy is finite, and where you direct it determines the magnitude of your results. Multitasking, distractions, and scattered effort dilute your impact. When you focus intently on the few actions that will produce the greatest results, you become a force of unstoppable momentum. You begin to see doors open that were previously hidden, opportunities appear that were invisible, and solutions manifest that were previously unimaginable. Furthermore, upgrading your actions requires reflection and adjustment. Not every step will produce perfect results, and not every strategy will work the first time. The difference between those who succeed and those who remain stagnant is the willingness to evaluate, learn, and improve continuously. You must treat every outcome as feedback, every challenge as a teacher, and every setback as a chance to refine your approach. This is the essence of strategic action, the ability to combine effort with insight and to continuously evolve your approach toward excellence. Taking upgraded action is also a demonstration of belief in yourself. Thoughts and intentions are meaningless without execution. When you commit to acting at a higher level, you are sending a message to yourself and the universe that you are serious about your goals, that you are willing to invest the time, energy, and focus required to achieve them, and that you refuse to allow fear, doubt, or excuses to dictate your trajectory. Action transforms dreams into reality, potential into achievement, and ideas into impact. It is the engine of personal transformation and the proof that you are ready to claim the life you desire. Every great success story, every extraordinary life, is built on the foundation of deliberate, upgraded action. It is what separates those who watch life pass them by from those who create it on their terms, who refuse to accept limitation, and who live boldly in pursuit of their highest purpose. Upgrading your actions is not a one-time decision. It is a lifestyle, a commitment to continuous improvement, and a refusal to accept anything less than the best version of yourself. Life is not a straight line. Every person who has ever achieved greatness has faced challenges, obstacles, failures, and moments that seemed impossible to overcome. The difference between those who succeed and those who give up is not the absence of setbacks, but the ability to transform them into fuel for growth. Setbacks are not roadblocks. They are opportunities disguised as difficulties, lessons waiting to be discovered, and catalysts that push you to rise beyond your previous limitations. Too many people allow disappointment, rejection, or failure to define them. They see a setback as proof that they are not capable, that success is out of reach, or that they are not worthy of achieving their dreams. But the truth is that every setback carries within it the seeds of a comeback. The key is perspective. When you shift the way you view challenges, you unlock the power to convert obstacles into stepping stones. Each time something does not go according to plan, it is not a signal to stop. It is a signal to learn, adapt, and improve. Every failure contains information. Every rejection carries insight. Every mistake provides a chance to refine your approach, strengthen your resolve, and build the resilience necessary to achieve the extraordinary life you desire. Turning setbacks into launch pads requires a mindset of growth and possibility. It requires understanding that the measure of success is not how many times you fall, but how many times you rise. It is about refusing to be defined by temporary circumstances and choosing instead to define yourself by your response, your persistence, and your determination to move forward. The most successful people in history did not avoid failure. They experienced it, embraced it, and allowed it to propel them to levels they could never have reached without it. When you encounter a setback, your first response matters. Do you retreat into fear and self-doubt? Or do you analyze the situation, extract the lessons, and take action to overcome it? Each setback provides a unique opportunity to stretch your skills, test your resilience, and discover capabilities within yourself that you may not have realized existed. Life will inevitably challenge you, but it is how you respond that determines whether you remain small or rise to your true self. Every challenge can be reframed as a catalyst. A failure in business can be a lesson in strategy. A rejection in a relationship can be a lesson in understanding, patience, and self-worth. A missed opportunity can be a redirection towards something even greater. The process of turning setbacks into launch pads also requires emotional mastery. Many people allow disappointment to spiral into frustration, anger, or despair. These emotions cloud judgment and stall progress. But when you manage your emotional responses, maintain clarity, and focus on solutions rather than problems, setbacks become a source of energy rather than a source of defeat. In addition, setbacks often reveal hidden strengths. They expose areas of perseverance, courage, and creativity that remain dormant until tested. They push you to innovate, to think differently, and to discover alternatives you may never have considered. By embracing setbacks as a necessary part of growth, you build a foundation of experience that cannot be taught in a classroom or learned from a book. Launch pads are created when you refuse to give up, when you harness adversity, and when you convert the lessons of hardship into strategies for future success. Each time you rise after falling, you strengthen not only your character but also your confidence in your ability to handle bigger challenges. Turning setbacks into launch pads also requires vision. You must see beyond the temporary difficulty and hold a clear image of the life you are building. When your eyes are fixed on your purpose and your goals, no obstacle is too large and no failure is too final. It is this clarity of vision combined with relentless action that transforms adversity into opportunity and struggle into momentum. The power of setbacks is that they teach you resilience, sharpen your skills, and force you to evolve. They strip away complacency, reveal hidden potential, and propel you into levels of performance and achievement that would be impossible without them. Each setback you experience is not a dead end but a springboard, a launching point that, if approached with the right mindset, can catapult you into the next stage of your growth, success, and personal evolution. Every obstacle, challenge, and failure contains within it the blueprint for a comeback. And the choice to see it that way is the difference between stagnation and transformation, between an ordinary life and the extraordinary life that is waiting for you. The most powerful question a person can ask themselves is not why them or why now, but why not me? This simple yet profound question shifts the entire trajectory of your life because it replaces doubt with possibility, hesitation with action, and comparison with confidence. Far too many people spend their lives looking at the success, achievements, and breakthroughs of others, wondering why someone else is living the life they dream about, and convincing themselves that greatness is reserved for other people. They fail to see that the same potential, the same opportunities, and the same possibilities exist within them if they are willing to step forward, claim them, and take ownership. Asking why not me is an act of empowerment. It is a declaration that you refuse to be limited by fear, by circumstance, or by the opinions of others. It is the mental equivalent of planting a flag in your future and saying, I am willing, I am capable, and I am deserving of achieving everything I desire. This question is not passive. It is a call to action, a challenge to yourself to rise above the excuses that have held you back, and a reminder that you are fully responsible for the results you produce in your life. When you embrace this question, you stop comparing yourself to others and start comparing yourself to your own potential. You begin to see that no one has a monopoly on success, and that the achievements of others are not evidence of your limitations, but proof that the life you desire is attainable. Why not me? Forces you to examine the stories you've been telling yourself about who you are and what you are capable of accomplishing. It exposes the hidden doubts, the self-imposed restrictions, and the fears that have quietly sabotaged your progress. Once you shine a light on these limiting beliefs, you gain the power to replace them with faith in your abilities, courage to take action, and determination to pursue your goals relentlessly. This question also shifts your energy from passivity to proactivity. Instead of waiting for permission, perfect timing, or ideal circumstances, you begin to take deliberate steps toward the life you envision. Every decision, every action, and every choice is filtered through the lens of possibility rather than limitation. You no longer allow obstacles to define your path. Instead, you see them as challenges to overcome, tests of your resolve, and opportunities to demonstrate your commitment to yourself. Embracing why not me also transforms failure. When you ask this question, setbacks are no longer proof that you are not capable. They are indicators that you are in the arena, actively pursuing your goals and growing in the process. You begin to understand that the road to success is paved with trial, error, adjustment, and persistence, and that each failure carries a lesson designed to propel you further. Furthermore, this question cultivates an unwavering belief in your worthiness. Many people sabotage their own progress because deep down they do not feel deserving of the life they desire. But when you ask, why not me? You affirm your right to pursue your dreams, your capacity to achieve them, and your entitlement to claim the opportunities that align with your purpose. It is a daily reminder that the universe does not reserve greatness for a select few. It is available to anyone bold enough to ask, bold enough to act, and bold enough to believe. Owning this question requires consistency. It is not a thought you entertain once and forget. It is a principle that guides your mindset, shapes your actions, and fuels your persistence. Every day presents challenges that test your confidence, moments that tempt you to doubt yourself, and situations that make you question your abilities. By continually returning to "why not me?" you reinforce your courage, recalibrate your focus, and strengthen your resolve. This question also connects you to your vision in a deeply personal way. It forces you to articulate what you want, why you want it, and how far you are willing to go to achieve it. It replaces envy with inspiration, comparison with clarity, and hesitation with boldness. When you internalize it fully, it becomes a driving force that keeps you moving forward, even when the path is difficult, the obstacles are formidable, and the outcome is uncertain. Finally, asking, "Why not me?" positions you as a creator of your reality rather than a bystander. It aligns your thoughts, beliefs, and actions with the highest version of yourself. It is the mental catalyst that transforms dreams into plans, plans into actions, and actions into results. It challenges you to rise above fear, to embrace responsibility, to act with purpose, and to pursue greatness relentlessly, knowing that everything you admire in others is also within your reach, waiting for you to claim it and make it your own.